earlier in the year, we did a video talking about how stacked this Las Vegas Raiders DB room is. But I think there's a bigger message that we were trying to articulate, but didn't come across. Yes, this room is stacked, but there's a lot to prove with guys throughout the room. Now, two players that I use as pictures because they're two of my favorite players, Nate Hobbs and Trayvon Morg. Man, they're bad, man. They're coming out of last year's draft class. They're going to be big-time contributors for the Raiders for a long, long time, but that leaves the rest of the secondary. Now, don't get me wrong. When Trayvon Mullen is healthy, we've seen glimpses, where this man, he can play. He can just straight up play. But also on the other side of him, you got Rock Ya-Sin, who, I do think he was coming and starting to show some promise with the Indianapolis Colts before getting traded in the Unique and Yagway trade. But, there was some promising things there, but there's still something to prove there. Also, Anthony Averett, what was he, coming over from the Ravens, excuse me. I like a guy like Anthony Averett, but I do think, again, this entire room does have things to prove, and that's just how it does go. But I do think that there's a lot of good things in this room when we talk about what to build upon. I think, like I mentioned with Averett, he had 3 picks last year. So, you can't teach ball hawking corners. You can't teach ball hawking safeties. You also got Duron Harmon coming over. From the Falcons? A little bit of an older player. I think he's going to have an impact in terms of teaching some of these younger players and how they're going to do it. Now you also got Isaiah Pola-Mao here. I believe, from what I've seen in the comment section, and plus I think I Googled it, is he might be related to Troy Polamalu. I would love that. I think so. Anyway, doesn't matter. I really liked what I've seen out of IPM. That's what I like to call IPM because there's just, I never say these names right, but coming out of USC, the man's a stud, 6'4", 205 pounds, just a rock, man. This guy's gonna rock people. So, and like I also mentioned earlier in the video, we talked about Trayvon Mullen Jr., who he's got the size, he's got the speed, and I think he's got the physicality to be a top corner in this league if he stays healthy. On the opposite side of that, you also got Nate Hobbs, who he's the best slot, or arguably the best slot corner in the entire league. Can he play outside? I absolutely think so. But I say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why try to make something that it's not? Just leave the man in at nickel. Put him in at that corner that likes to guard guys in the slot. Darius Phillips, another guy that I think could come out and do some good things this year. Another guy they signed that I was like, okay, there is some things to work with here in terms of this DB room, but make no mistake, just because there's talent doesn't mean that it's going to pan out. And I think as a Vikings fan, I know that to be the case. So, yes, the Raiders have talent. They have things in this room that make me go, okay, they have the potential to be something special. But how will they do that? Will they be able to get the most out of them? I think, this coaching staff that Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels have put together will be that staff. I think this staff will get the most out of this corner room, out of this DB room. And I do think that it will be a well put together, cohesive unit. There we go. Nice articulated thought, Colton. But overall, even guys like Jonathan Abram. The thing about Jonathan Abram is this. I for my own film study, he had a tough time in pass coverage. I think that at the end of the day, what will make this DB room the best thing is if we see a guy that's struggling, we have guys behind him that I don't want to say are unproven, but they've got some things that, hey, they want their shot. I think you need to be able to put guys in that if they want their shot, give them that shot. If Jonathan Abram isn't getting done, put in Duron Harmon. If Tyree Gillespie thinks he can come in and do something, put him in. I don't care, because at the end of the day, the best player is going to be on the football field for the Raiders, and I think that's how you're going to win football games moving forward. Now, again, there's just been comments all over the place about how the Raiders secondary is going to get torched. No, it's not. Just stop it. Just stop it. You've got one of the best edge rushing duos in the entire NFL. Might be an edge rushing duo that has over 30 sacks this next year. It's possible. It's absolutely possible with Max Crosby and Chandler Jones. And if they don't get to 30, at least 20. Like that's, I would say 20 is more of the more likely scenario. But this duo is mean. It's nasty. It's coming off the edge, and it's going to bring. And not even to mention, I've tried to bring the awareness. I have. You talk about having guys like Malcolm Kuntz on the edge there as well. Kyler Fackrell. These guys. Divine Diablo is going to be a force. Like this defense is ready to go, but the biggest question to me is this DB room. It has talent, but can it get the most out of its players because it does have something to prove. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome. We love every single one of you. In the description down below, you'll find all of our social media platforms, so give us a like and a follow there. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about the Las Vegas Raiders DBs having something to prove.